This phone, I get lost in it. Okay, turn the speaker on. Okay, can you hear me, Rebbe? Hello? Okay, no problem. So we're going to be on page Kuf Lamed Ches. And we're going to start back where we started yesterday, and we had the interruption. So we have this word, chivya. Yesod shel zer anpin hanikra nachash hakodesh. He said let me get my head back into this. I'm rushing around here. So the yesod is zer anpin. You're down at the bottom of zer anpin. This place is called the Nachash HaKodesh. So that it runs with 370 jumps. So he runs, he jumps. That's interesting because the tip that we're learning is going to get into this same kind of concept of the 370. 370 jumps, he says. This is the secret of the running of the yesod upwards. In order to be able to first, I think it would have said the kabel, but he says to be able to push down, to be able to receive ha'ara mishlosh me'ez b'shvim nahorim shal panim derekanpen. So this is this word kale in a double form for each side of the face. So this ha'ara that comes to the face, nimshechas lamata, bekav yashar, so it goes down in a straight line, ad yitzod the zer anpin until it reaches the zer anpin. We're talking about the middle line. Ki ha'yisod mekabel hadras panim al yonim, because the yisod actually is able to receive at that part the glow of the beauty of the glory of the face. Yosef, which is the same thing as the word Yosef, very similar to the word Yesod. We said that yesterday. Trying to get my head back into this. Shehu Yafet Torah, who is very beautiful in all ways. Yafet Mara. By Indian too, so the Indian is like this. Shabashas and Mochin de Katnas. And 1 second, I gotta put this on here. 1 second. Okay, so he says, where was I? Shabashas Mochin de Katnas. Nikra Yesod the Zer Anpin b'Shem Nachash. Then it's a snake. That just the word snake. But there's too young in order to be able to make a yichud. But this is what the yesod can do. You could go to a place where it could receive the shin ayin naharim, the erik anpin. So you could bring it down the matal, the yesod, the zer anpin, and bring it down to the yesod. The yesod is able to reach it, get it down, and bring it back. Gavar yochel zer anpin, the hizdaveg menukva, and then at that moment, Zer Anpin is able to make a yichud with the nukva. As explained up above. V'amar od, it says furthermore, Ki ata oilach yesod Zer Anpin. What's happening here is like this: the yesod Zer Anpin has the ability to be able to go up ad das lacham shakatipa. So I was summarizing before because I read this. So he says it's able to go up in order to get that tipa, that kedusha. Daleg al Turin, so it jumps on top of mountains. What does that mean? It makes it to the Chagat, Hanikroim Harim, that it makes it to a level of 5 spheres above it. Mekafetz al Gavos, and again jumps over the high places. Because Yesod Mekabetz v'oilad l'mal b'makom netzachod Yesod. So he says this is called the Gavasa, the high places, and the Turim are called the Chagat. So the Nai is called the high places. So in other words, obviously it's up above. Hanikroim Gavos. B'ha'inyan, the Indian is like this: Yesod is Anpin. Yesh lo koach la'alos ad moach hadas. There is power. There is a possibility for it to go up until it reaches the level of das. Yesod is able to go all the way through the 6 kitzvah, the other 5 kitzvahs. Because there is a yichud that takes place in Itzilus at the highest level. I'm not sure which yichud he's talking about. Possession Emar and Shir Shirmi says, Kol doidi hine zebo, the voice of my beloved is coming. Madala l'harm, it jumps onto the mountains, but kapetz al gavos, and also jumps over the high places. Kolomar shahanukva meshavachas as a yesod. This is actually the nukva de zer anpin. praising the yesod, and I guess it's an encouragement for the yesod, shel zer anpin, are maybe just describing the beauty of what zer anpin is able to do. Shemekapetz and medaleg ad das, so it's able to jump up the das. Now he uses the two words, shemekapetz and medaleg. So he wants to say that it goes further, mekapetz as it goes to the nai, or the netzachod. And then after that, the yesod is able to rise up to the chagat. Ad das kedei lahamshik as tipas a yichur machadas al nukva. V'amar Odin, he says furthermore, ki hinei tipas a yichur yeredes v'nimshechas b'yesod the zer anpin, it ultimately winds up in the yesod, the zer anpin, he pulls it into his yesod. Hanikra zon of the gedusha, which is called the holy tail. Just let me look at this word zonav. I mean, this is a 959. Okay, I don't know. V'kodim shehetipa yeredes the mata, and before the tipa goes down below, zon ve'befume misyachad zon ve'bepiv. Then what happens is a yichud takes place in the mouth. That's interesting. That there's not just the yichud of zachar v'nuk down below, but there's a higher level of zachar v'nuk, or like yichud up above. Misyachad zon ve'bepiv. There's a yichud of this zon of this yesod in the mouth. He said hatipa, because the tipa nimshechas kodem al piv. So the tipa starts out in the mouth. Shel zer anpin besod yichud chek v'goram. Now we've seen it before, and now he's putting it together. It's because the yichud starts off there in the chek v'goram. So you have to think about what chek and goram actually mean. That means it is the place from which pronunciation starts, and the congealing of the air that is in the lungs, so to speak, through the windpipe and all of that business. So shechek v'goram is yachdim ayedecha b'loshen, because this tongue is the middle line over there, and it's able to make a yichud b'dechek v'goram. Shechek yesod the elyon the nikva bris haloshen, which is the upper yesod. Wow. So it's like the bris on your mouth. So the tongue is also called by the word zonav and nimsa. So he says, how is that? The word lashon, which means tongue, is the concept of a tail, which is the yesod. So once the tail really means the bottom end. Which can make a yichud inside of the mouth is zeranpen. Behind the yichud zonvo bepiv haniskar. So this is what we're talking about there. It starts there. The yichud starts there. I'm just trying to, because he's saying there's a das there. There's a chabad there. There's a chabad in the mouth, and so this is where it starts. But that chabad, he's saying that he's comparing the das, which is the chabad of the mouth. If we're talking the chek begoron and the lashon, he's comparing that to the concept, that lashon, to the concept of yesod also. So it's also the concept of yesod. I'm not sure how that works. For Amar Odin, he says furthermore, so how the zivug takes place in the mouth. Named tachos gavuras. This causes the sweetening of the gavuras v'hainu b'shinui nokiv. Now, what does that mean? Shashinayim, it is the teeth. Nokvos mamtikos as the gavuros. I don't know, you don't know that I had a dream once, and the dream, I was sick at the time, and the dream was that Rabbi Memran came to me, and he told me, you have to chew the dinim out of your food. That was the dream. So I sent it over to Rabbi Memran, and he really was upset by it. I couldn't to understand it today. He says, that wasn't me, it wasn't me, and I don't know, he didn't want to talk about it. But I had that dream, so he's kind of saying it here. He said, "B'shinui nakiv." It's not that I hadn't heard something like this before. So he says, so, huh?
We did learn that in the Ari. There is that idea towards the beginning of Eitz Chaim about the chewing b'mamtik dinim.
I hear you. So I didn't make it up. So the fact that that was a time when I had the kidney stone. It was a lot of pain, and I was using some painkillers. He said it wasn't me. So I said, what I'm thinking is that, yeah, but I listened to him. I don't listen to most people, but I listened to him, and so therefore that's my explanation. That he appeared to me in a dream to tell me this, which, like you say, but you know what? It's a good thing for me to know and to keep thinking about that, because I got to watch the way I eat. Okay, anyway, let's go. So that was very interesting. So b'shinui nakif. So he said Beshinoi with the teeth. Shahashinaim nokvos and mamtikos. What do the teeth do? Well, he uses the word in nokvos as a lashon hole. It makes holes, but mamtikos as a gevuros is able, in other words, to puncture them, and it's able to sweeten the gevuros. So yidirachasadim, that because it has, the tongue has within it the teeth. Wait a minute, the teeth with the tongue, or whatever it is, it has chasadim inside it. That's the das, which is also, he says, yesod. But it's the yesod of the lower element of. He's really describing das here a little bit. So he says it's really the element which is the yesod of Zeranpin, is able to rise up into das. In the das over there, the das is what is it? The machria between the chek and the palate, the chek and the garum, and therefore the yesod is right in there. That is it's like doubled on itself. Shashinayim nokvos and mamtakos as a gevuros ayedech chasadim through the agency of the chasadim. So where is the place of these chasadim and gevuros who between gisin? What does that mean? The two sides. They're on the two sides of the mouth. Hainu chasadim biyam in the peh. That inside of the mouth itself, and really he's going to the place where the yesod hangs out in this das. So he said the chasadim biyam in the peh who vura smaller pairs in the left side of the mouth. Venim takos are gevuros b'shebetzad small, and what's happening is the gevuros that are on the left side. Ayidecha shebetzad yamin, because of the sadim that are on the right side. It means this is I was thinking he was going to go chek and palate, but chek and garon, but he didn't do that. Instead, he went to the sides of the mouth, which I assume is right and left. Okay, Umavayr Od explains more. Shezivuga elyon and nizkar, that the upper zigu that we mentioned, who so yichud shlosh spheres rishonos is the secret of the yichud that takes place in the gar shehem chochma bin das. Okay, this of course that's what we're talking about. This happens kadnatu gistra. Now, what is a gistra? Shachaloshon shihar yesod elyon, which we said once again. Now, I would translate this that the lashon, the sun, is the place of the yesod up above. When it's up above, no telas and miyachedes, it's able to take and join together shnei chatzadim shel chek v'goren. So here he says these are the two sides. So he wants to say, I think of the chek and the gorim as one down below and one up above. But he says it could be the same thing, it could be right and left. Whatever. Maybe, that's what he's saying. It's avid the slas ruchim. So it makes this then into three different kinds of ruchos. V'haz na'ase yichud shlosh spheres chochma bin das. Which is the concept, he says that this is the concept of the three sides. Chochma bin das means right side, left side, middle. So he said, the Indian is like this. So the place where the Chabad hangs out, that place. They're on the three sides of the head. That's the right, left, center. The Chochma bin biyamim, harosh, bina b'smol harosh, v'das b'achre harosh. Now that got me. I thought you should be emsa. But he says it's in the back of the head. So that's what he says. He says it's in the back of the head. So I guess maybe if I looked anatomically that my tongue actually sticks into my throat. Maybe that's really the root of the tongue. I'm just surprised that he said that. Bina b'smol harosh, v'das b'achre harosh. V'ata b'so the zivug. Now what happens is that the yichud take place. Shebepen nimshachim tipos amochem beyichud bechech v'gorim v'loshin. So then nimshachim, the tipos of the mochin start going into. It says right nimshachim tipos hamochim bechek. They go into the chek and the gorim v'loshin. They go into the three the tipos that we're talking about. Now he's saying there's more than one tipo. V'ata b'so the ziva bepen nimshachim tipos hamochim into these three places. Ki hachech hu bechinas chachma v'chagorin hu bechinas bechinas v'chalobina v'haloshin hu bechinas das. So the zivug, and this is the yichud that takes place. Mis yachnim shnei chatzadadim chek v'garam al yedei the loshon kol more. Okay, the only question I had about that was he put the loshon in the back. Okay, that means it's behind the other two. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, let's go to the next place. Now he has this one called Hanhagos Chanuk. And then he says, Vav bate dinim elyonim. So Chanoch, and then this concept of 6 bate dinim. Okay, this is like all new space, outer space. Ksiv, it's written like this, Kasav is Chalek Chanok es Elokem. So that's interesting. He said es Elokem. So he went with Hashem, ve'enenu, and he disappeared. Ki lokach oto Elokem, because the name Elokem took him. So this is the name Elokim appearing, right? Elokim means din. Pirusha shechanok cholok b'darkei Hashem yisbarach. So he went in the way of Hashem. So Hashem usually means Yud Kei Vav Kei. So the good things that Chanok did, that Hashem took him out of this world, and he brought him up above in the Olam Yitzira. Now, if I probably didn't listen to the shiurim that was going through in, which I need to start again on Parshas Pinchas. Because over there, you can think matat is big over there. It's talking about it all the time, trying to figure out what is matat. How does matat work? And now he says that Chanuch becomes matat. Sha'al yado hanhagas kol ha'olam. So I was always translating that matat really meant the vok of the vok, another the vok of Yitzira. I think I saw that idea. So trying to understand what does it mean. Because it's the bottom part of Yetzirah, and that's the energy that comes into our world. That's my explanation. Anyway, this is what it means. So Chanoch was like a young man according to his way. This is apparently a Mishlei. So there is a level which is called Nar. Now, just 1 second. Nar is a gematria, just 270, 320. It's a gematria of 320, so I'm not sure what to do with that, so we'll go on. So Lanar Hayudua, so this is the known Nar. Who's that? Shu Malach Matat. Now Matat is called a Nar. Maybe he's called a Nar because he represents the Vok of the Vok. Hanikra Nar, maybe. The Shuhu Bechinas Nar, Hamasharish the Hashchina. So this is the young man, the child, whose service serves before the Shechina. So what does it mean before the Shechina? Kihu Asar Ha'olam, because he's the prince of the world. So he's the officer of the world. He's the appointed agent of the world. Ba'al Yadam is Chalekes HaShechina, Machalekes HaShechina, and through him the Shechina divvies up as Shefa, the Kol Tachtainim, her Shefa, to all of the lower worlds. Es Elohim below Omer es Yud Kei Vav Kei. So let me read this again. He's the Sar of the Olam. Okay, I said that I thought that he is the Vok of Yitzira. So Al Yado Machalekes Shechina. This is what through him the Shechina she moves. She divides up as Shefa the Kol Tachtainim. That's what he's able to do. B'lechein Omer Pasuk. Es Elokim. So therefore it says Es Elokim below Omer Es Havaya. Because he really is the servant of the Shechina. And so therefore he feeds her what or he helps her divide things up, something like that. And he says further, what we learned over here as the pasuk went on. So we want to say like this, that Chanuk, we don't want to say that Chanuk remained with this name. That is Chanuk. The Hainu Chanuk. That's his name when he's in this world. Because Elokim took him. So Elokim's Lashon Din. So what is Haseboki? Hashchina. That's the Hashchina. She brought him up above the Hiyos Malach and Meshamish the Shechina behind Hagaz. That since the Shechina is really involved deeply in the Hanhaga of the world, as she's the one he said that she divides up the Shefa, but it's the Malach Matat, Hamashamish the Shechina, who makes it possible for her to do the Hanhaga Za'olam. He brings her whatever Shefa or whatever energy that she needs. The Hikari Bishmo. V'haz Nikra B'Shem Rabo Shakai. Then he's called by the name of his master, which is Shakai. Where did this come from? Kishimo Matat. If you took the gematria of the word matat, all of the Mizbeach, well, we could say a Shid. Then it comes to Shin Yud Dalet, which is the same as Shakai. Now let me see that. Go back again. He is Lahikari Bishmo Ba'oz Nikra B'Shem Shakai. Now I know Shakai goes with the concept of bris. Ki Shemo Metat is the same gematria as the word Shakai. Shuhu Kaminyan Shem Rado Shakai, which is the gematria of his master. So he has a master. How Romas Sheyesh Bo Dai, which is the Dai Sipok v'Chashpos L'Kal Tachtonim. He has all the jewels. He has all the power, all the energy that is enough. That's why that he is Shaddai. That by him, he's got it. That's Metat, something like that. But what's got me thrown is he says that he's called by the name of his master, and it's not explained really what he means by the master. Master is yesod. Shakai, Kushimo Metat. Okay, anyway, that's my question. Okay,
Right.
we have time. Is this worth stopping? We're stopping.
Yes.
Okay, Kotuv, thank you for learning with me today. Bye-bye. Okay.